Well, basically, I remember on tests, I usually was the last one finished, and I kind of still am. And what
I'm in the same boat.
yeah. And also, at my old school, I was kind of on spelling tests. I got a lot of words wrong, and I had noticed a lot of other kids had kept on getting them right, and then I kind of felt badly then, and yeah, so.
You were saying a little about that, but really, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel kind of different, kind of set off from the rest. Like I had some substantial kind of difference that it kind of separated me from other people a little bit.
I have to agree. That's exactly how I feel. You're there and people like you, but you're eternally just a little different. Now, how and when were you diagnosed with dyslexia?
When I was 7, I believe, I was diagnosed with dyslexia at I took a neuropsych evaluation, and I think it took around 2 or 3 days to fully get the results and everything like that. And then, yeah, once I got it, I actually was right out of my neuropsych evaluation, and I was walking down the street with my mom, and she said to me, my little 7-year-old self, that I had dyslexia, and that I freaked out because I thought it was some sort of disease or mental disorder, but then she told me that it was a good thing.
That's excellent. Now, how did you feel when you learned you had dyslexia, that exact moment? Let's say, when you realize that it is a learning difference and not a disease or anything like that, but when you realize that you truly had something different than other people your age?
It kind of fit a little bit. It was kind of like, since I was 7, it kind of I didn't really make the connection exactly, but it was kind of like I finally had a name for the difference a little bit. Like I finally had something to call it and to kind of associate it.
I understand, because when you're younger, you really don't realize that you have this thing, but then it's once you really get into reading and you really get into spelling and even math sometimes, you really start to notice the challenges that dyslexics have. So can you describe a school memory about your experiences with dyslexia that really stands out in your mind?
Well, I have 2 that I haven't said yet. Basically, one was coming to Rawson Saunders and seeing everyone else had dyslexia, which made me feel good. It made me feel at home. And also, I remember at my old school, I used to live in New York City, and I went to this old school basically, I remember our classroom had like a tiny little library inside of it that I remember one day these kids were kind of bragging that they've read like 200-page books, and this was like in 2nd grade. And then I was kind of sitting there, just sitting there awkwardly, thinking to myself, oh, I have never even dreamt of doing that. Yeah, so.
I mean, my goodness, a lot of dyslexics must have the same things, because I remember way back in time when everyone was reading Harry Potter, and all my friends read Harry Potter, and, I hadn't found out about any audiobooks or anything yet, and so I tried reading the first page, and I was like, oh my God, it's a lot of words.
Yeah.
So, have you noticed any differences from New York to Texas with dyslexia help or anything like that?
Yes. Rawson Saunders was a big influence. They have ALT, which is it's academic language therapy, which helps with the reading and spelling part of dyslexia. It basically helps you get past that little aspect of it, and and basically just cope with that part of dyslexia, which changed. And also I like Texas a lot better than New York because
it's warmer.
It's warmer, and it's kind of it's more green.
Excellent. What type of accommodations do you use in school so that you can be a successful student?
Well, at Rawson Saunders, they kind of do accommodations for everyone, since everyone has dyslexia.
It's built in.
Yeah. So there's basically no time limits on tests. There's basically no time limits on tests. There's, like I said, academic language therapy. In language arts, you get a little bit of academic language therapy too, so even if you've moved past that step like I have, I finished with the 3 years it took me to complete that class. It's still a little bit interwoven with language arts, so I kind of am a little bit up to date with it, so yeah.
Excellent. And now, do you use audio textbooks to help you learn?
Audio textbooks, Rawson Saunders really isn't run on textbooks. I don't really use audio textbooks. It's kind of, well, for math I use textbooks, but you can't really use audio textbooks for that. So yeah, I haven't really had an experience with those before.
All right. Now, what are your favorite subjects? There's got to be something that's, real fun.
Yes, I have a lot of favorite subjects. There's science, there's math, I like filmmaking, I like language arts, and I like writer's workshop, which is pretty, I basically,
Excellent.
I have a lot of subjects that I like.
Yeah, I really love science, so I'm with you there, but I find math hard. But so you're lucky.
Yeah, it is hard for me too.
Now, what is the absolute easiest way for you to learn? If you could pick any way in the entire world, what would you do?
I am a visual learner that likes class discussions. I don't like individual work, basically. I kind of like class discussions, yeah.
Yeah, those, I love that too.
Yeah.
Definitely when you can work with other people, you can have them read it, and then you can do some other things with it. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now, what do you want to be when you're older?
I want to become a scientist in either NASA, SpaceX, or another company wanting to explore space, basically. So
fascinating. So you like space?
Yeah.
That's excellent. It's like the new frontier. I mean, you could be the Columbus of space.
Yeah.
You've often heard the expression that dyslexia is a gift. In addition to being dyslexics, do you have any real gifts that you're very proud of?
Well, I have, kind of like besides being dyslexic a little bit. So basically, I am a pretty good actor. I love acting. I love being on stage. I think it's the adrenaline that kind of gets me. I kind of like feeling that. And I also, there's that, and I do guitar, I do karate, and I am a grade A student. And
excellent. I love martial arts myself. They're a lot of fun. And really in closing, what message would you want to convey to other kids who are dyslexic? Just to tell them something.
Dyslexia is a gift. That's what I want to put across. It's not like I said earlier, it's not like a disease, or it's not like a problem, it's not a disability, it's a gift.
Well, my friend, thank you so much.
Thank you.